Good evening, and welcome to the April 15th, 2020 legislative session of the Penfield Town Board. Tonight, we're remoting due to the coronavirus. The town clerk and myself are here in the auditorium, properly socially distant, and we have our team downstairs recording, and we're going to have our maiden voyage. And a special thank you to our team downstairs to put all of this together. So officially, I'm going to call the meeting to order. The town clerk and myself will lead everyone in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So as we're learning new norms here, I will ask our clerk to officially call the roll, and I'll wait for all of our board members to chime in.
Draw. Draw, I see you. But we do not hear you. Cole? Okay, we have an audio issue. LaFountain?
Here.
Moore? Okay. Akinen?
Okay, and we have our town attorney as well. On our agenda, there are no public hearings this evening. I will start with our communications and announcements, and I'll first recognize our clerk for any communications and announcements.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The Shepherd Home, which is the town of Penfield's comfort care home, exists solely on funds received from fundraisers, donations, and through memorials, and it is truly an asset to our community. The Shepherd Home welcomes caring volunteers and invites you to drop by for a tour and a visit. The Shepherd Home annual gala fundraiser has been postponed due to the coronavirus. The new date is set for Saturday, September 12th, 2020, and will be held at the Inn on Broadway. Tickets can be purchased via their website at www.shepherdhome.org. Their online auction began March 25th. It will end April 26th. There is also a cash raffle going on through July 13th. Tickets are $20 each. Two winners of $500 each will be drawn on July 13th at their annual golf tournament fundraiser. Please visit the Shepherd Home's website or Facebook page for more information. Also, the federal presidential primary has been rescheduled from April 28th, 2020 to June 23rd, 2020. Early voting will be held on June 13th through June 21st at the Penfield Town Hall Auditorium. Those who wish to vote by absentee ballot and have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic may utilize the absentee ballot application online at elections.ny.gov or at monroecounty.gov. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll call on Councilwoman Draw. Are there any communications announcements for you tonight?
I would just like to remind, thank you, Mr. Supervisor, I'd just like to remind everybody to please be safe, that we're all of us are thinking of all the residents of Penfield during this time, and we just want you to remain safe. And we'll all get through this together.
Thank you, Councilwoman Draw. I'll call on Councilman Ogden.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I have one announcement this evening. The Penfield Ecumenical Food Shelf is experiencing shortages due to the COVID-19 outbreak. To help replenish their shelves, County Legislator Paul Gondorfer and I have teamed up to organize a food drive for this Sunday, April 19th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The drop-off site will be at the Penfield Community Center located at 1985 Barrett Road. This location allows vehicles to easily flow in and around the front circle to make their drop-off. The process will be contact-free. Paul and I, along with other helpers, will observe social distancing requirements and take food from the vehicles. Feel free to have your items in your trunk or your back seat. You can stay right in your vehicle the entire time. Many people are asking what items are needed. At this time, the food shelf will accept all non-perishable food and personal care items, but they are especially in need of the following items: chicken and beef broth, ramen noodles, dry and canned pasta, chili, beef stew, hash, mayonnaise, dish and laundry soaps, along with toothpaste, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, and paper products. Paul and I, in our non-government roles, respond to our community's emergencies in a much different way and are very pleased to be helping organize a response to a different type of emergency than what we're typically used to. We have no doubt that the residents of Penfield will respond along with us on this call for assistance to help our neighbors in this extremely difficult time. So please help us this Sunday. Continue to share this information through your social media platforms. Just one additional note, and this one is extremely important as well, is please remember to check on your elderly family members and neighbors during this time. It's so important to keep an eye on them in the event they need some assistance and are unsure where to turn. It's easy to get confused with all the information we're hearing on an ever-changing basis. So again, keep an eye on your elderly neighbors and family. Again, thank you in advance for helping us keep Penfield a great community that it is.
Thank you, Councilman Ockenden. I'd also like to recognize Paul Dondorfer, a member of law enforcement, yourself, a member of fire service, and to thank both of you for everything that you have done during this period of crisis. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I have just one announcement that I would like to make, and that is thank you to all the members of the medical staff, doctors, nurses, all those caregivers that have worked so hard the last couple of weeks, now going on 3 to 4 weeks. Thank you for your service. For our first responders who are out there every day taking care of those in need, thank you. For all those essential services, grocery stores, drugstores, and all those essential services out there that help all of us during this time of crisis. A special thank you to everyone. Each day I have the opportunity to be on a conference call with the county executive, a number of elected officials across this area. I will tell you that everyone is very concerned about this and wanting to make sure that they do everything to flatten the curve. To that end, practice social distancing. If you have to go out to the grocery store, maybe just one member of your family go out, not everyone. And when you do go out, please consider masking. Actually, an executive order coming down that'll take effect this Saturday will require us to use masking as we're out in the public if we can't observe social distancing. This is a very important time. We've worked very hard over the last couple weeks to get that curve flattened. Let's continue to keep our foot on the gas and make sure we're doing everything we can to make sure that we're doing everything we can, not only for ourselves, our families, and our residents of Penfield. Thank you in advance for everything that you're doing. I know it's not easy. I know it's very difficult, but it is making a difference. I'd like to recognize Councilman Andy Moore.
Sure, Mr. Supervisor. Thank you. Nothing to report for tonight.
Anything from Mr. Moore at this time?
No, nothing. No communications for tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Moore. And I'll recognize Councilwoman Linda Cole, please.
Hi, nothing from me either. Just, take care, stay safe.
All right, thank you very much. We'll continue on with our agenda. We're at public participation. There are 2 opportunities to address the board on any matter. First, you can call in at 340-8771, and we'll put it right through here to the auditorium. You can, via email, log on at penfield.org and submit a comment, question electronically if you elect to do so. So there are 2 opportunities at this time, and again at the end of the agenda. And I'll pause for a moment to see if there's any communications that come in over the next few seconds. Okay, again, there will be an opportunity, a second opportunity at the end of the agenda. At this time, I would like to recognize Councilman Andy Moore as it relates to additions, deletions to the agenda, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I would like to add to tonight's agenda Resolution 20T-103, entitled Acceptance of Financial Statements and Independent Auditor's Report for 2019. Thank you.
And is there a second? Thank you very much, Councilwoman Cole. Thank you for that. That's been moved and seconded. That will be added to the agenda under new business. We'll continue to move on. We have before us the February 19th, 2020 minutes from the legislative session, and would entertain a motion of approval for those minutes.
I move that the minutes of February 19th be approved.
Second.
Okay, the minutes have been moved and seconded. I'll ask the board, are there any questions, comments that they would like to bring up on those minutes? Okay, seeing none from any of the council people, I'll ask for a roll call vote, please, for approval of those minutes.
Draw.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Thank you very much. I'll ask the board, the town attorney, and the town clerk, has anyone received any petitions since our last get-together? And I'll just ask Councilwoman Draw, have you received any petitions?
No, sir. Have not.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Ockenden?
No, I have not.
Councilman Moore?
No.
And Councilwoman Cole?
No.
Attorney Dick Horowitz? Okay. And the clerk and myself have not received any either. All right, we will move on to resolutions by function, and I'll ask our clerk to please read the first one under Law and Finance.
Authorization for the supervisor to accept and execute a grant agreement from the Dormitory Authority, State of New York.
Second.
Whereas the town of Penfield has been awarded a state municipal facilities program grant through Assemblyman Mark Johns for the construction of an inclusive playground at Rothfuss Park in the amount of $50,000. Whereas this grant will be administered through the Dormitory Authority of the State of New York. Be it resolved that the town board authorizes the supervisor to execute all necessary grant documents and reviewed by the town attorney. Thank you.
Discussion, comments? And I'll start with Councilwoman Draw. Any comments?
No, sir. I'm sorry. No, sir.
Councilman Ockenden?
No, sir.
Councilman Moore, any further comments?
I'm good.
And Councilwoman Cole, any further comments?
No.
Then I'll ask that we please call the roll for this resolution.
Draw. Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Moore. Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes. Making a determination of non-significance and adopting a negative declaration for an inclusive playground at Rothfuss Park.
Is there a motion?
Moved.
Is there a second? Do I hear a second?
Is that you, Bob?
Yes, I'll second that motion.
Okay.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Are there any comments, Mr. Moore, any additional comments that you would like to make on that resolution?
No comments other than the board supports the construction of the new inclusive playground at Rothfuss Park, whereas the grant was again obtained by Assemblyman Mark Johns through the Dormitory Authority. And now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby determine of non-significance and adopts a negative declaration for this proposal, a copy of which is made a part hereof. Thank you.
Okay. I'll ask board members, are there any additional comments besides what Councilman Moore had made on this resolution? And this is for non-significance and adoption of a negative declaration for the inclusive playground at Rothfuss Park. Okay, seeing none, I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Draw.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes. Setting a public hearing to consider issuance of a conditional use permit to allow a hair salon at 2086 5 Mile Line Road, known as the Haven Hair Salon.
Moved.
Second.
Is there a second?
Whereas an application has been received by the Penfield Town Board for the issuance of a conditional use permit pursuant to Chapter 250-5.10-B-4 of the Code for a hair salon at 2085 5 Mile Line Road. Be it resolved that the Town Board will hold a public hearing at the Penfield Town Hall on May 6, 2020 at 7 p.m. on said date to consider this application and to hear all persons interested in the issuance of this conditional use permit. Thank you.
Thank you. Additional comments from any of the board members? Seeing no additional comments, I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Draw.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes. Setting a public hearing to consider issuance of a conditional use permit to allow a hair salon at 1738 Penfield Road. Sarah Olajarczyk is the owner.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas an application has been received by the Penfield Town Board for the issuance of a conditional use permit pursuant to 250.5-10D4 of the code to allow a hair salon at 1738 Penfield Road. Be it resolved that the Penfield Town Board here in Penfield will hold a public hearing at the Penfield Town Hall on May 6, 2020 at 7 p.m. on said date We hear all persons interested in the issuance of this conditional use permit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Board, any additional comments on this particular resolution?
No, sir.
Seeing none, I'll ask our clerk to please call the roll.
Draw,
Aye.
Cole,
Aye.
LaFountain,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes. Authorization for supervisor to sign a license and hold harmless agreement to allow a fence within a storm sewer easement at 20 Seton Court.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Be it resolved that the town board of the town of Penfield hereby authorizes the supervisor to sign a license and hold harm agreement with the family at 20 Seton Court to permit a fence to encroach in the storm sewer easement to the town of Penfield located at 20 Seton Court. Thank you.
Thank you. Board, do you have any additional comments on this resolution?
No, sir.
Seeing no further comments, I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Draw,
Aye.
Cole,
Aye.
LaFountain,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes. Authorization for Barton and LaJudas PC to conduct sewer flow analysis within Basin Number 3 of the mixed-use sewer districts pursuant to the original study that was completed in 2010.
So moved.
Second.
The town of Penfield rezoned 360 acres along Route 250 corridor to a mixed use subsequent to the recommendations of the town's 2010 comprehensive plans on November 1st, 2017 by Resolution 17T-191. By this resolution, the Penfield Town Board authorized Bartle and LaJudas to conduct an updated sewer capacity study for this area. And these sanitary sewer basins serve many thousands of existing Penfield Sewer District customers whom expect reliable service, prudent planning, and efficient use of the sanitary sewer system, which serve their properties. And whereas to adequately identify current and reserve sewer system capacity to meet the above-mentioned expectations of the Penfield Sewer District customer, the engineering department sought a proposal for an updated sewer capacity study for the 3 years for the 3 sewer basins which can serve this mixed-use zoning area. So whereas pursuant to initial modeling and a quote from the Temp Press Incorporated to conduct sewer flow monitoring with a flow-DAR system, basin number 3 is the only basin that currently needs to be analyzed. And whereas the funding for this study shall come from a dedicated engineering department account for this purpose. So now therefore be it resolved that the town board, acting as commissioners of the Penfield Consolidated Sanitary Sewer District, in an effort to provide the ratepayers of said sewer district with the most reliable service, prudent planning, and efficient use of the system, does hereby authorize Bartle and LaJudas to conduct the aforementioned sewer flow monitoring in an amount not to exceed $12,000 for the updated capacity study.
Thank you, Councilwoman Cole. Any additional comments on this particular resolution, Board? Okay, seeing none, I'd ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Draw,
Aye.
Cole,
Aye.
LaFountain,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes. Awarding the contract for the catch basin replacement project.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Whereas sealed bids were sought and requested in the manner prescribed by law to furnish the Department of Public Works with quotes to remove and replace catch basins in the town of Penfield per bid specifications. And whereas on February 21st, 2020 at 11 a.m. local time, the following sealed bids were received, opened, and read publicly from the following list of suppliers: Road Techs LLC, AP Property Services of Webster, CP Ward Incorporated, MRI Contractors of New York Incorporated, Ironwood Heavy Highway LLC. And whereas the bid received from the Road Tech LLC was the lowest bid and meets the expectation and specifications of this bid package. And whereas the funds of these services are available in the 2020 Highway Department budget, so therefore be it resolved, this contract be and hereby is awarded to Road Tech LLC on Route 104, Williamson, New York, to remove and replace catch basin replacements per the town of Penfield's bid specifications. This resolution and the bid submitted by Road Tech LLC shall constitute the contract. This agreement will be reviewed and approved by the town, has been reviewed and approved by the town attorney.
Thank you, Councilwoman Draw. Are there any further comments on this particular resolution? It's a standard resolution. Each year we go out, we bring in a contractor from the outside to help us catch up on the number of catch basins that need repaired across the town. We've been doing this now for at least 8 or 10 years, and it's given us an opportunity to get caught up, so thank you. Seeing no further comments, I'll ask our clerk to please call the roll.
Draw.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes. Awarding the contract for the replacement of a portion of the roof at the community center.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Whereas the sealed bids were sought and requested in a manner prescribed by law to furnish the Department of Public Works with a service contract that would provide the town of Penfield with the purchase and installation of roofing materials for a portion of the roof at the community center. Whereas on February 28, 2020 at 11 a.m. local time, the following sealed bids were received, opened, and read publicly from the following list of suppliers: J&B Installations Incorporated, and Spring Sheet Metal and Roofing LLC. And whereas the bid received from J&B Installations was the lowest bid and meets the expectation and specifications of the bid package for a total cost of $91,000. Whereas the town board approves the appropriation of $91,000 from the unassigned general fund balance as an amendment to the 2020 budget to fund this project in full. Therefore, be it resolved that a contract be and hereby is awarded to J&B Installations, 732 Visions Drive, in P.O. Box 188, Skaneateles Falls, New York, to provide and install roofing material for a portion of the roof at the community center. This resolution and bid submitted by J&B Installations shall constitute the contract, and this agreement to be reviewed and approved by the town attorney.
Thank you. Further discussion by the board on this resolution? This is the third of 4 phases for the roof replacement at the community center. And both of these individuals, these companies, each one of them had done a previous section. So we've had an opportunity to see the work of both of them. And so we're pleased to award the bid tonight to J&B Installations. I'll ask for a roll call by the clerk.
Draw.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes. Authorization for supervisor to sign recreation contracts.
So moved.
Second.
This resolution authorizes the town supervisor to sign 4 recreation contracts. They're all dealing with summer activities.
Thank you, Councilwoman Cole. Further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, a roll call vote, please.
Draw.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Thank you. This brings us down to old business. Is there any old business to come before the board this evening? Seeing none, we'll go on to new business, and I'll ask our clerk to please read the new business resolution title.
Acceptance of financial statements and independent auditors' reports for 2019.
Moved. Whereas the town of Penfield engaged the services of Bonadio and Company to prepare financial statements and an independent auditor's report for fiscal year 2019. Whereas the town board received said statement and reports and findings and all information to be in order. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby accepts the financial statements as prepared by Bonadio. A copy of said document will be posted on the town's website. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Further discussion by any member of the board? Okay, seeing none, and as Mr. Moore had indicated, this will be posted over the next several days on the website for any and all residents to be able to view, consistent with what our practice has been over the years. Seeing no further discussion on this matter, I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Draw.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Thank you. This brings us to our second public participation. Again, you can do that by calling in at 340-8771. So let me repeat that, 340-8771. Or you can log on at penfield.org and submit an electronic note that will be passed up to the auditorium here for the clerk and I. And I'll pause just for a moment to see if we have anyone calling in or if anyone wants to drop a short note in. While I'm waiting for that, I will just again remind our residents. I know it's been very difficult past 3 or 4 weeks. I'll just ask all of our residents to continue to be patient, to continue to do all the good things that you're doing by social distancing, that you're staying home where you can, and I hope that all of you and your families continue to be safe, and we hope that we will achieve a new norm across the Penfield, across this county, and across this country and globally as we work through this pandemic with the COVID-19 coronavirus. Seeing no further comments coming in from the public and seeing no further business to come before the board, I want to again take this opportunity to thank the board for joining in via Zoom. I want to thank our team downstairs with technology from our website and our PCTV. This is kind of our maiden voyage. I like it when we're able to have people in the audience and I have people next to me, and hopefully at some point we'll be able to do that again, but to make sure that we are being safe and keeping everyone safe. Thank you for all the work, board, that you continue to do to speak to the residents, to help them out in any way, pass information on to our various department heads so that we can address anything that comes up. So on behalf of the clerk and I, here in the auditorium, our board out in their respective locations, and our town attorney, thank you very much for everything. The April 15th, 2020 town board meeting stands adjourned at 7:49 p.m. Be well and be safe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.